It's Puppy Pots here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a good password. So 1. Please note that if I even make this account, I probably won't be on it for 1. So if you see this account, it's probably not me. That being said, it might be me. Just don't do anything to it, okay guys? 2. Let's get into this video. So, first, don't make it that's not a good password. If I press agree, I agree with this password, and I eventually get a lot of layers, somebody will be easily be able to hack into it. No password 1, 2, 3. Also, make you yourself be able to do it. Don't make it be a bunch of random numbers and letters all smushed together. Also, don't include your username in it. This is a terrible idea. So you don't include your username in it. So don't do it. Yeah, AJ even has a rule which is your password cannot contain no username. So good for them. But you even shouldn't write, for example, you even shouldn't write, take a little bit of it. So if I do BBBW 1 B 1 L 1 K BHS BW. Yeah, that's not a good password either. Also, tell me how to remember. How you're gonna remember that. If you press the delete, somebody should easily guess it and you can't remember it. So you don't even have access to your own account. Yeah. So don't do that. Also, don't put, this is also a very bad idea. Remember. Yeah, that's not a good idea. 1, it's way too long for you to remember. 2, even if you do remember, it will be so hard to enter. 3, somebody will easily hack into your account because it's right here. It's sort of a territory, which it's so easily hacked. Also, don't put right other information. So don't go waiting for your password. Boy. Don't do what are your information entered here. 10 B W B W. Yeah, not a good idea. So don't go waiting. Also, don't write in your favorite game. For example, if you played with Club Penguin, but it shut down, don't put what 2017 since I was a year with what existed. Yeah. Even if I spell penguin wrong, I don't care. Still don't put it. Oh wait. Animal Jam Watch. Well, you'll probably want to put this. And even if you place the O with a 0, that's a very decibel password. Also, please don't share it with anyone. That's also very important. For example, if I write in a good password, right? A password that's easily not easily guessable, but and stuff. So we did 1, 2, 2. I don't know. Is that easily guessable? I don't think so. But and you agree. I'm not gonna actually agree, and I say, hey, blah blah blah. I don't know who blah 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 is. I'm not referring to anyone. It's just a post that I made up. Here's my password. It's silly did 1, 2, 2, 2. And even if it blah 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 was your best friend, they still could hack into your account, because especially if you have a lot of real items. So yeah, definitely don't share it with anyone. Also, make sure that your password isn't 2-1, and by 2-1 I mean how. Oh, you don't remember that. I mean, nobody's gonna hack into a account with that password, or at least I don't think, unless if you put your password somewhere. Also, don't give your password to anyone, which I've already said, but trust me, I'm doing with something else. For example, let's just enter in a random password. Let's just enter this. So we did 1, 2, 2. So and some people make these websites, right, where you have to put in your username and password, and sometimes like your parent email, and just say in return of don't want your account interview it anywhere you want. Yeah, those are won't. One, if they do have everywhere in the world, they're using some sort of cheat code. Nobody has everywhere in the world. Hope I'm saying that right. Because I'm not sure if people still fall for that, but you don't want to do that. Also, like if you share a password around to view items, I was supposed to like the sword instead of items, then maybe, but still. But I don't think just trade them to you, right? And I don't think people are actually willing to give away like free whales. And what if we're out of the item you want? What if that happens? We just say, sorry, we're out of this item. Like, also, once you do agree to both of these and stuff. So just make sure to remember that. And now you have your strong password you can agree and have fun in Animal Jam. So yeah, so you have to press I agree. I'm not gonna actually press it. I'm kind of tempted to, but I'm not gonna, because I don't really wanna wait in a town tab, but I won't even remember the username to, and but you guys know the password to. So once you press agree, you can start playing, but there are a few things you shouldn't do once you definitely. One, obviously, don't tell anyone your password. Or enter it to whale generators. 2, don't share your password, obviously, on the comments of a YouTube channel, because you're still sharing your password. And even if the YouTuber wouldn't hack into your account, people are watching that YouTuber probably. I mean, wait. Also, just to keep in mind, I've never actually been hacked myself, so you can trust me to do it. Also, another important thing is, wait, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say something that's important. Oh yeah, don't put on links of anything. Like, don't put on any sort of links, weird looking links. They might be phishing links. Phishing links, if in case you don't know, or when somebody put up a link and then ask you for your password, or even worse, if you press on it, it will take your information right when you get fail. So no, don't press on any links and stuff. Also, there's type of websites that might have, or like YouTube videos that might have to like recover items, or well, not really, but or like hat somebody else, which definitely isn't good. You don't want to hat anyone because when you attend that banned, like permanently. I don't mean suspended, like permanently banned. So be careful. Now it's for suspended. Because some people talk banned, suspended, but I just like telling it banned, like permanently banned. I mean, like not suspended, and you like you you don't want to do that. You don't want to hack into somebody's account. But anyway, and when they pretend to have like for the ones which you hack into somebody's account, they like it's pretty simple. They like say that you should like give you steps to hack into somebody's account. For like example, it might say like turn off probably like stuff that's a little bit very suspicious, but people still fall for it. Like don't like don't have two-step authentication on, which definitely isn't a good idea. Don't use a spare account, which is yeah. So you can get the good items. Yeah, they want for good items. They want your whole account's items. Like don't use a storage. And some people do store for good items in the storage, but they want where most of the good items are. So yeah, and they might also have. You have to like enter your password, maybe your like email, in case if you don't turn on two-step authentication, you don't turn that off. And yeah, then instead of, and then they usually pretend you you have to like give agent to like write a fake AJH2 site, you're saying you're like your account, you want your old account back. Like you have, for example, if you want to have, and to like, for example, if I was a different person, then write B B B W B W B W B W B H S, and I would write enter my I would enter my, or I would go into this fake AJH2 site. Just so you know, this is much more complicated. Like, and I might also ask you for your two-step authentication code, which Animal Jam never asked you for. Like, it's all like like you don't share it with Animal Jam. You don't share it. And then like, for example, so and I'm going to like, this is also my spell, just so you know. This is not a real one of these sites. This is also one of my spell accounts. So like Milky Ways one was because that's my spell account, would say you have to enter your password, username, and maybe even two-step authentication code, which you never need to share with Animal Jam Dies. With I have already said like 20 times. Sorry, I'm unscripted and I keep saying the same thing. And right, if you say it right 20 times, it's just that kind of confusing. So sorry about that. So, and you write put, and then since this B B W B W B W B W B H S writes my real item Mondays I have. Yeah, that's probably the best rivers I have. Okay, I do have a seafoam spiked wristband, but that's different from the real spike. But anyway, that's not the point. What I'm trying to say is, if this is town I'm mating, I'm not really making it, put in its information, like it's, sometimes they might even ask you for your parent email, which I don't think Animal Jam needs. They already have your parent email. And so visit town would enter in its username, which you've already heard me say 100 times. Then we ask you in real password, silly did 1222, and then real email, and then I'll just pretend the email was like blank 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 at blank 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 .com, because I'm not actually going to give you a real email, because I don't want you to know my real email, if that makes sense. Yeah, but anyway, so maybe my two-step authentication code, like it would be like whatever it was, and then I'd enter that and saying that this is my spell town, and the other town I want to hack, which would be Kitty 1, in this scenario story I'm making up, would like and then here's my information to my, but you need to say that you need to put your information for your spell town in, which I don't think you do, and then we say that that's your information to the spell town, which is actually really their town. Like they might be using a spell, but obviously they probably say not to, and then they just I don't know how to explain this, but which so if it asks you for your two-step verification code, Animal Jam does not ask you for that, because it was in Twiz on Animal Jam Play Wild. They do not ever ask you for a two-step verification code. They never, ever, 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 ever ask you for that. They'll ask you for your password if you can't get into your account. But also, make sure it's for real Animal Jam website. Also, recovering an account is much harder than that. At this point, it might already be deleted. If it's that inactive, if it hasn't been inactive. So even if it was true, you might have done for all of that to just, and it's probably much more complicated. You probably have to enter in a lot more stuff. You probably take much longer. We have to make sure your account is yours. Make sure it has the same email and stuff. Yeah. So no, it's not that simple. It never will be. Yeah. So once you agree, you don't do that. Also, just have fun and just be safe. Obviously, you don't want anyone to hack into your account, and just don't press the on rail generators, because they never work. And even if you are using a spell account, it's still not the best idea. It's still not the best idea. Especially if your spell account's your storage and you keep stuff on it. Just, even if I would do a video testing them out, just don't try it, because it could take your information right away. So yeah, it's just real generators or for hacking to any account or using how to get your item back from being scammed. Those things do not work. So just be mindful that there are some fake sites pretending to be AGH2 to take your password. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you watched through, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and bye. Wait, how did I add password? Sorry.